Mahabharata is one of the most widely read scriptures, not only in India but also over the world. After various subplots and twists, it all boils down to the great war of Kurukshetra, which the righteous Pandavas won against the evil Kauravas. Pandu was the king of the Kuru kingdom. He was the father of the five Pandava brothers, who were actually propagated by different gods due to Pandu's inability to have children following Maharshi Kindamba's curse. Kindama was a powerful rishi who lived in the woods near Hastinapura. He was so powerful that he could transform himself into any animal form. Once, he and his wife were spending their private time adopting the form of a deer and a doe. King Pandu of Hastina, who had been hunting there, shot them, mistaking them to be a deer. The sage was severely injured. Enraged, Kindama, who was still in the deer form, berated the king for having killed him before he had finished the act of copulation. Before dying, Rishi Kindama cursed Pandu that he would die the moment he made any physical advances to any woman. Hence, due to Pandu's inability to bear children, Kunti had to use the boon given by sage Durvasa and gave birth to her 3 children. She shared the boon with Pandu's second wife, Madri, who evoked the Ashwini Kumaras to beget Nakula and Sahadeva, the twins. Nakula was known to be the most handsome prince in the Kuru lineage. In his childhood, Nakula mastered his skills in fencing and fighting with knives under his father Pandu and at a hermit sage named Sukha at the Sadasringa ashram. Later, Pandu lost his life when he attempted to make love with his wife Madri. Madri also immolated herself in her husband's pyre. Thus, Nakula and Sahadeva, along with his brothers, moved to Hastinapura, where they were brought up by Kunti. Kunti was very righteous, and she loved them as much as her own sons. Nakula greatly involved in archery and sword play skills under the training of Drona. He turned out to be an accomplished wielder of the sword. Along with the other Pandava brothers, Nakula was trained in religion, science, administration, and military arts by the Kuru preceptors Kripacharya and Dronacharya. He was particularly skilled in horse riding. When the Pandavas and their mothers Kunti were in hiding after the event of Lakshagriha, Arjuna won Draupadi's hand in marriage. Nakula married her along with his 5 brothers and had a son, Shatanika, who was killed by Ashwadhama in the Kurukshetra war. He also married Kiranmati, the daughter of Shishupala, who bore him one son, Niramitra. Niramitra became the king of northern Madra kingdom after his father Nakula. Nakula was sent west by Yudhishthira to subjugate the kingdoms for the Rajasuya sacrifice, after his father was crowned as the emperor of Indraprastha. Nakula set forth to the kingdom once dominated by Vasudeva with a huge army. He first attacked the prosperous mountains country of Rohitaka. He defeated the Matamyukas of the land in a fierce encounter. In another battle with the sage Akrosha, Nakula subjugated the regions of Sairisharka and Mahita. He also defeated many tribes and small dynasties, including the Dasarnas, the Sivis, the Trigartas, the Amvastas, the Malavs, the 5 tribes of the Karnatas, and many more. After Yudhishthira's loss in the game of dice, which meant that Pandavas had to live in exile for 13 long years. During exile, Jatasura, disguised as a Brahmin, kidnapped Nakula along with Draupadi, Sahadeva, and Yudhishthira. However, Bhima rescued them eventually, and in that fight they ensured Nakula killed Shimankara, Mahamaya, and Suratha. In the 13th year, Nakula disguised himself as an ostler and assumed the name of Granthika at the kingdom of Virata. He worked in disguise as a horse trainer who looked after horses in the royal stable of the Virata king. His role in the Kurukshetra war must not be forgotten. Nakula actually desired Drupada to be the general of the Pandava army, but Yudhishthira and Arjuna opted for Drishtadumna. As a warrior, Nakula slew prominent war heroes on the enemy's side. The flag of Nakula's chariot bore the image of a red deer with a golden back. Nakula was the leader of one of the 7 Akshakunis. On the first day of the Kurukshetra war, Nakula defeated Dusasana, sparing his life so that Bhima could fulfill his oath. On the 11th day, Nakula defeated Salya by destroying his chariot. On the 13th day, his advance into Dronacharya's formation was repulsed by Jayadratha. He defeated Shakuni the next day in the war. On the 15th day, he was defeated by Duryodhana but rescued by Chekitana. On the 17th day, he killed Shakuni's son Vrikasura and fulfilled his oath taken on the day of deciding the rules of war. The following day of the war, he killed the three sons of Karna, Sushena, Chitrasena and Satyasena. After the war, Yudhishthira appointed Nakula as the king of northern Madra and Sahadeva as the king of southern Madra. Upon the onset of Kali Yuga and the departure of Krishna, the Pandavas retired. Giving up all their belongings and ties, the Pandavas and Draupadi, along with the dog named, made their final journey of pilgrimage to the Himalayas. Except Yudhishthira. All of the Pandavas grew weak and died before reaching heaven. Nakula was the third one to fall after Draupadi and Sahadeva. When Bhima asked Yudhishthira why Nakula fell, Yudhishthira replied that Nakula took pride in his good looks and believed that there was nobody equal to him in appearance, and that was the cause of his pride and death.